Hello, Stampers. Kim Wolf coming to you here on Friday night, and I thought we would do a fun fold together. And this is a really simple, fun fold that doesn't necessarily look like it's easy, but I'm going to show you how to cut it, and then you can do any paper, cardstock, DSP, whatever, and then have some fun with it. So it's one of these. So I was trying to look up the name of it. I couldn't remember. If you know the name of this fun fold, will you put it in the comments for me? I'd love to know what it is. But anyways, this is just 2 pieces of cardstock. They lay flat when you have it open, but I did some random stamping on here, and I used, it's called Tone on Tone. So this is called Balmy Blue. It's Balmy Blue cardstock and Balmy Blue stamp pad, and I did some thank yous all over it. So sometimes it's fun on our cardstock to add a little bit of some kind of design to it, but I thought this would be fun just as a thank you card. And then this is what's called DSP, and I don't know if you've seen this yet, but we have a product of the month now, and this is the December product of the month, and it was DSP. So I pulled this one out because I think I'm going to use it when we do our card together. So some really pretty, and the focus of this is Balmy Blue and Night of Navy. So this is the one I already cut, but isn't that beautiful? And then when you flip it over, this almost reminds me of like Japan or Japanese. And then that's the one I used. And then if you flip these over, you've got more, but the focus is just those 2 colors. And how cool is that? Grab a sheet of Night of Navy, grab a sheet of Balmy Blue, put it in here. You can use some white. White is really pretty with this. It sets it off. But remember, on the back of the insert page, it tells you Balmy Blue, Night of Navy, if you ever don't know, and then it's got the name on here, True Blue Florals. The product of the month, they must have had some extra after December 31st because we can still get it. So if you spend $50 in the month, you can get, or I'm sorry, $75 in the month, you can get a product of the month. And this month you get to choose. And I actually have Fabulous Sayings. That's the January one. Happy birthday. You're on my mind. Thank you. Sending love. Hello. You can do anything. And then we've got some other so much. Hooray. Just because. To a fabulous friend. And there are simply no words for this. So this is a stamp set. So either one. So you can grab. So let me show you how to make this. And I actually grabbed... Did you see this cute little thing here, right here? This little ladybug. Is that not the bomb? I love this. This is new. It's called Ladybug Garden Epoxy Shapes. Last I looked, they were actually on back order, so they might be available now, but I'm telling you, as soon as they're available, grab them. And then these are kind of like clear, and they're perfect for like raindrops on, or dew marks on a flower. Love to do that. I used to do that with liquid glass, but these would go right on it too. But I use the perennial postage. So see this white right here? I use that. And what I do is lots of times when I cut something, I put my extras. So I cut a bunch of extras so I can just go grab them. I don't have to cut them. The other sentiment I grabbed, because I think sometimes a sentiment stamp with all that we do, having good ones, it's called Prayers and Promises. This one is Sending Love, I'm Here for You, Give It to God, So Sorry for Your Loss, Peace, I leave with you, my peace, I give unto you, John 14:27, praying that the Lord's promises will bring you hope and comfort in the days ahead. He cares for you always. May you feel God's care and healing as you recover. Keeping you in my thoughts and holding you in my heart, remembering you in my prayers. And last, as you grieve, may your memories comfort you, your faith strengthen you, and may hope heal your heart. I mean, what a great set to just have in your stash, because when you need that, it's perfect. All right, so let's do this. So I told you you need 2 pieces of paper. I used cardstock. So I've got another piece cut here. It's in Balmy Blue. So let me grab that. This is 4 1/4 by 11. Okay, so an 8 1/2 by 11 sheet of paper, just cut in half this way. I used to only purchase 12 by 12 paper. Now I have 8 1/2 by 11, and I have 12 by 12. And when I'm doing cards, grabbing this 8 1/2 by 11 is perfect. So what you're going to do is score this. So the 8 1/2, the 4 1/4 by 11, you're going to score, and you're going to score it at 5 1/2, which is right in half. 11-inch sheet of paper. 11. 5 1/2 is in the center, and then you're going to move this to 2 3/4 or 2.75, and that is halfway on the other half. So fold these in half, and you're going to burnish this. You can use a bone folder, which we have. You can use your scissors. Just grab the edge of your scissors and do that. Or you can use your nail. If in a pinch, your nail works good. All right, and then fold this one back. So same thing, burnish that edge. Okay. Use your nail or use the bone folder, whichever. So now you've got the base of your card all set. Now you need a piece of paper that is 3 1/4 by 8 3/4. And I thought I would grab a different color than I did the first time. So I'm going to cut this one with you. So if you haven't prepped yet and you want to, I'm going to turn it this way. So I need this to be 3 1/4 this way. And I need it to be 8 3/4 this way. And I'm going to open up my arm here, move my stuff out of the way. Because if you don't have that arm all the way, it cuts it. And you want to make sure that you take this out. Hopefully you did not see it get blurry. But because I have a low battery, I am going to plug that in. So don't mind me. I'm going to take 1 second here and plug this in so I don't lose you. All right, perfect. Okay, so we're going to cut this to 8 3/4. Discard this, use it for something else, and then I'm going to score at 3. So park that cutter and use just the scoring blade. I'm going to at 3, and then I'm going to score it at 5 3/4. Okay, so you've got your 2 pieces of paper, and then we're going to fold this one. Let me get my paper trimmer out of the way. And my other papers. So we've got a blank space here, and then I'm going to fold this. So let's fold this. Sometimes it's hard to figure out which side you want to use. That goes so nicely with that. All right, and I think I folded it the wrong way, but that's okay. It breaks the paper and gets it so it's going to fold nice. So it's going to end up looking like you've got a little piece on each side. It's kind of what they call a Z fold, okay? All right, and then what we want to do is put this on here. Doesn't that look pretty against that? Now you could put white, you could put a white trim piece on here if you wanted to on top of it, but I'm going to do that random stamping again. I thought that was fun and I wanted to show you how to do it. So I'm going to be using Balmy Blue. And I'm going to grab my stamp set that I told you is the new stamp of the month. It's called Fabulous Sayings. And I just did a thank you, so how about we do a hello? That'll be fun. All right, so let me pull my stamps out of here. And I did a Tuesday tip where you take and you stamp. Take your plastic off of here. You put your ink all over it and you put it down on a plastic piece of paper, and then everything, you'll know what's missing. If you're like, what goes in that spot? You'll know what's missing because this is not set up the same way as the cover. And sometimes it's like, What is it? Now with sayings, it's easier, but sometimes you'll have this random stamp and you're like, where does that go? That's kind of a cool way to do it. All right, so I'm going to grab the hello off of here. The first time I pull it off of here, it's pretty stuck, so just take your time. These can rip, and that is not a warranty thing, so you want to make sure that you grab it and you don't rip it. All right, so we're going to put this up. I like to put it up in the corner because I'm only going to put this part over top of my ink. I'm going to open this back up and I'm going to do some random stamping. Now I'm going to go off the edge a little bit. So I'm going to grab a scrap piece of paper to go under it. And let's try it on my scrap. Very nice. All right, so I am literally just going to go around the edge and I'm going to move it around. I'm going to go off the edge a little bit. And I don't know if my paper is going to cover that, so I want to come in. Go off the edge on the bottom. And you can see what I'm doing. And again, I don't know if my paper is going to cover all this, so why not just add a couple extra little stamp pieces here. All right, so we've got that side done. And you can see how quick this is. And I love tone on tone. It doesn't stand out terribly. It gives a really fun background. And I think we're good. All right, so let's put that aside. And now we're going to grab our other piece, this piece right here, and this is what's going to go on here. So how do you line it up? What I did was I took the fold and I lined it up to see how would this and this have the same amount of space here. So it's a little tiny bit over an inch. So I like to eyeball that. You may not want to do that, but literally if you leave it right in here like this and fold it open, you can put your adhesive on there and then fold it back. So you can fold it back and it will be good. Or you can take this, and I've got my adhesive on there. I can slide it in here, and I can look to see how it lines up before I push down. Now, what I'm trying to do is line it up on the bottom, line it up on the top, and line it up on the sides. Now, the bottom is the only thing that is stuck to my card, right? And this is not going to be. So now when I fold it, I can see only this part of this top piece needs adhesive. So I'm going to make sure that I know that nothing here, and I like to put my hand on it and say, no adhesive goes there. While this is flat, I'm going to fold it over, and now I know it's going to go into my envelope nice and flat, right? So that creates that fun fold. Now I thought, what could I do with this? Now remember this one that I showed you, I used the postage, and that can be my message, but I also got these. These are called, let me flip it over. These are called the Covered in Flowers accents. They're all like almost like a chipboard. It's a little thicker, but I thought how fun would that be to put that on here. Now I did want to show you that not only can I keep it white, but I can add some color. I can use my markers on here and I can color it. I can use my ink, my blending brushes, and I can make it whatever color I want to. Could add green here, brown here, and a color here. I could do that with my blending brushes. So I can change this up however I want to, but I thought that might be fun. And I can go back to my postage pieces, and I can grab a couple out of here that I've got. A lot of us have different frames and whatnot that we can put on there, and I can put that on, and I can create a fun fold. So I am going to be playing around with a few of these tonight. But I wanted to show you how fun they are to basically create this fun fold. And again, I'm looking for the name of it and I cannot find it, so I don't know the name. I do what are called swaps with people when I go to events, and someone gave me a card with this fold, and I thought, what a fun way to send a card. It's just one of those that opens up a little bit differently than everything else, and it can be a lot of fun. So that is our fun fold for tonight. I hope that you try it, and I use your stash, whatever colors that you happen to have in your stash and embellishments, and post it in the comments. I would love to see what you create. So I hope you learned something new today, and I hope you have a good night. All right, take care. Bye.